back, baby.
What up? We back. I feel like it's been forever, dog.
No,
Ain't gonna hold you.
It feel like a happy
feel
Independence Day to everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed their motherfucking Independence Day.
Yes, we do.
I hope y'all turned up. I hope y'all enjoyed the festivities without nobody getting into no trouble.
Yes, we
You know
do.
what I'm saying? Everybody was out there chilling, drina con do. You understand?
All love, all peace, good vibes, family times. You know what I mean? I feel like it's been forever.
That ass.
But with that being said, what up?
It's your boy Cubans.
And it's me, Potts, and thank you once again for vibing with us here
At the Spittlez.
at the Spittlez. You already know.
What's the wordy big permies out there, everybody?
Sir, we trying to make some changes in the game. Certain circumstances have changed our scenario, our scenery, right, Cube? Due to the flooding, the flood waters in the lower Hudson Valley, or the upper Hudson Valley, something like that.
Niggas' cars got flooded.
You know, flood damage and road closures has forced us to change the scene this week. So the main thing is that we're still here.
Rocking with
all
you guys.
of you, and we
even though last week we
happy that we here.
We went on a break. We took a bye week. You know, every great team gets a bye week.
For the holiday, we took that.
We took a nice little bye week, but now we back at it again. And thank everybody for tuning in and continue to show support and keep asking about what the Spittlez, what we doing next, and what's next for the Spittlez, and how we're gonna elevate the Spittlez to grow.
Yes, sir. Because realistically speaking, that's the majority of our conversation nowadays. You know what I mean? 90% of the time, we're talking about what we're doing here, this platform. You know, we got to deal with our personal lives and things that come with that. But at the same time, we have to find that balance to make sure that we enable ourselves to continue to push our craft, to continue to push our endeavors. So we're here every week as long as we're allowed to be by the grace of God, you heard?
That's a fact.
And we're happy to be
and
here.
if Mother Nature don't strike,
yeah, you know,
with this bullshit ass climate change, but we know who peoples is that doing that shit.
Sir.
Them scoundrels.
No. And we got Mama Love in the building. What's up, Mama Love? Thank you for joining us.
My mama.
Oh, your mama, nigga.
Hey, mama.
Cubans, mama.
I ain't speak to you in a while. How you doing? Yo, Sammy, what's good, nigga?
Word
yeah, nigga.
up.
You watching me live right
Sammy
now,
out
nigga.
there, eyes open.
What's up, nigga?
Chilling, vibing.
What's
you
up,
heard?
nigga?
I hope
Yeah.
you're getting better day by day, brother. Bless you.
Tell mommy to drop in a laughing emoji, nigga, if you laughing right now, nigga.
Heard.
Drop one of those right now.
Yo,
if you
Cuban,
laughing.
and I want to make a toast to something. You heard?
Mm.
This is episode 21, and for me, and you may feel the same, because we spoke about this. You heard? We did 20 episodes, Cube.
That's a fact.
20
It don't even feel like
episodes.
20 episodes. It don't even feel like that's what, like 20 weeks, right?
20. Nah. Oh, well, yeah. Episode a week. Yeah, we did 20 weeks. Yeah. And that's like 5 months. We've been at it for 5 months.
20 weeks, nigga. That's a whole nigga. A football
Amen to the
season.
process.
A football season is 16 weeks. But they just put it to 17 weeks. We just did it. We just literally did 3 weeks over a regular season.
We did 20 weeks. Yeah.
That's crazy. Shouts out to that.
And we out here in the field too. You heard? Salute to that. You heard?
We
We
would
out
say
here.
if you got it, light it.
Episode 21.
We would say if you got it, light it, but you can definitely light it right now as we taking this shot. But I'm trying to roll up my splees right now.
About
But
to roll up mine
if
too.
you got it, light it. Don't fight
And
it.
if it's
Make
in your
sure-
cup, lift it up. You heard? Drink responsibly.
try to at least.
You know what I'm saying? Smoke responsibly too. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure it's anything but the greatest. But with that being said, like you everybody consistently see the progress that we're making. That's why.
Yep, I would hope that y'all are.
That's why this episode is number 21, progression, because
Yes, sir.
as you see, every single week we continue to progress, something different, somewhere different. We're doing something different. We're trying to innovate, and even if it's minute, because we can definitely be doing a lot. Well, I can be doing a lot more.
Me too. I won't let you stick with that blame on your own. We both can be doing a lot more. It's totally a lot more to be done. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we actually know what the more is just yet either, Q. You heard? You know,
But for what we came from 5 months ago, 19 weeks ago to right now, it's a big progression.
Yeah, you know,
We
it's funny.
have 100 people subscribed to our channel. 20 weeks ago, we had
Yes, sir.
nobody.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
see the progression of that?
I love that.
Think about that.
That's the proof.
Mm-hmm.
The progression is the proof. We're going to keep rolling that. The progression is the proof because we're going to keep pointing out that proof or the lack of. Yeah.
Shit, that by now that shit should have went up. That number right
Oh,
now.
man. Check it out. Go check it out. What we got? We got 102. 102. Thank all of you. You
That's a
heard? Big facts.
Now, light it if you got it.
Yes, sir. I'll catch up. Don't worry about me. I'll catch up.
That ass, and this platform is to help people progress in life. If you have not already been aware, like we're trying to progress within our lives and what we're doing, and teach you people that you can progress too, and with whatever you do, as long as you just stay persistent, stay at it, stay focused, and just keep going at whatever you're doing, the progress is gonna be there. It might be rough. It might be shit. Like, I don't want to do this. Not right now. I don't have time for it right now. But if you consistently keep that time, the progress is gonna show. Like me right now, I'm into graph, right? And years ago, I was heavy with the graph. I went to prison, came home, right? When I went to prison, a little bit right before I went to prison, I stopped it completely. You know what I'm saying? And got involved with street shit and just said, fuck the graph shit, right? But now I just still always had a love for graph and just continued to love graph. But I don't know, last month and a half, something came over me. It was like, yo, I got to go paint. Like, an itch came over me. Like, I got to go paint something. I just got to see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? So I went, long story short, I went out and painted first some bullshit. I ain't even gonna lie, that shit was toy as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's still there. This shit is
garbage.
No, it was my first throwy back. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it was kind of
a
like
little rough.
It was a little rough. It was around the edges and it was twisted. But now, as I've been doing it for the last several weeks, I'm starting to see a difference in my flow and the way I'm maneuvering the can, how I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting more like accurate with what I'm doing.
Yeah, your lines are more sharp.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're doing it a little bit more effortlessly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what that is, though?
Progression.
That's a big fact.
Mm-hmm.
But also muscle memory, you know?
That's
Practice makes progression. People say practice makes perfect, and people like to negate that a lot because perfect is a far-fetched idea to most, right? But I'm open to saying practice makes progression. It most certainly does. Because as with any endeavor that results in the repetitive actions to help you learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
That practice inevitably is going to pile up on you, right, Cube? If you committed in doing it well and your goal is to get better and better through this practice, right?
That's the fact. And to keep practicing and to keep going. No matter, and I ain't gonna lie, no matter how ugly my shit be coming out, you heard, I'm still gonna throw up a CU. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep going.
No matter how mediocre my photograph may seem, I'm gonna keep snapping because you're gonna come across that one. Oh my God.
And I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. And a couple of them, since I've been coming back, a couple of them been like, yo, all right, yeah, I see the potential in that. Okay. My shit not that sloppy. You know what I'm saying? And even with my flower as well. It's the same thing with my flower.
Yes, sir. You saw that progression.
Nigga, I could go back to that story too. From when I got that seed from shout out to Al Bundy too. This nigga said I made niggas go to the hospital. Shout out to the Al Bundy nigga. This nigga said
Al Bundy said he was making niggas sick out here.
Nigga said
I'm not gonna co-sign that because I'm gonna say that whatever I've had from Cuban, even if it was subpar, it was safe for consumption. You heard?
Man told me my shit went from having niggas into the hospital to whatever decent, but it's still I progressed from one plant
What's that? That's you right there?
Yeah, it's me right here.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Put that under the light. Small nugs, but you can put that under the light.
Make that happen.
That
You know
shit is
what I'm
retarded, nigga.
But
That's
definitely, what's good, Cuban, is that progression is not something that you have to assume you've obtained. That's not something that you have to guess you have acquired. Progression is automatically recognizable, right or wrong. Automatically. As soon as it happens, you're gonna notice. You're gonna be like, "Oh, hell yeah!"
yo, no funny shit. And like I was saying with the weed, nigga, from the first grow to right now, like it's like way different. Like the way everything is just seamlessly just goes. You understand what I'm saying? The way everything seamlessly goes. That's something real right here. You heard? Nigga.
And you gotta admire your
Oh
fruits.
my
You heard?
God.
That's the best part about progression. Taking it in. You heard?
Nigga.
Right?
This is my lug, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen.
I wish we could throw this. Y'all can see this. This shit is retarded.
They could see it. They could go over to the Side Effect Genetics page.
No, I don't got this up. I'm sorry. I gotta post this, but oh my God. Yo, the trikes on this is amazing.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know what this is. This shit had a question mark on the bag, so. But it's from a reputed friend of mine, so.
But yeah, the progression that I took in learning, first I went from synthetic nutrients, trying to figure out synthetic nutrients. Then shout out to Chaz, to Sin.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Sin.
Shout out to Sin.
He puts me on like, yo, bro, we should do it. We should do it the organic way, XYZ.
You gotta get something more subtle for shout outs.
He was like, yo, you should do the builder soil way. It's more better. The plants is gonna come out. So I did my homework on that. Started working towards that. At first, I ain't gonna lie, the first couple of runs that I did with the organic amendments, my plants came to shit. I didn't really know what I was doing.
That's the one Bundy was probably talking about sending niggas to the hospital.
No. The first one, it was the it was the Nipsey and the shit and the seeds that you gave me.
We got Quella in the building.
Hey, Quella, what's up?
What
Ma?
up, Quella?
How you doing?
Drop the bomb on that.
It was the Granddaddy Perp and remember the seeds of the Granddaddy Perp you gave me that you germinated for me?
Had them bitches in the cup.
Yeah, it was that and Nip that I gave to Alex the first time that he said DK and niggas went to the hospital.
Come on, son. He said, like, I love her. Come on, son.
You know what I'm saying? But I progressed from there. I didn't let, even when he told me that, I didn't let that shit stop me and slow me down and say, nah, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing. Nah, nigga, I'm gonna go back to the drawing boards. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I'm gonna smoke some of this shit. I'm gonna hand it out. And niggas, you're gonna tell me it's trash. And what I'm gonna do is, where did I go wrong at?
That's a fact. And that's what brings me back to the convo of progression. Like, Cube, if you are tending to a plant that is yielding unfavorable results, what would be your next step?
Like I told you earlier, it depends on which.
I mean, you said it a moment ago, and I agree with it wholeheartedly.
What, chop it
We
down?
need to know, reevaluate.
Yeah, of course, reevaluate that. That's in every situation, but like
That's what I'm saying.
earlier,
This plant that I'm talking about, it doesn't have to be what Cuban cultivates. We're talking about the cultivation of your life as well. You're tending to that plant. Are you not?
Niggas be fumbling on their lives, man. You can't even.
What do you mean?
Niggas be fumbling on their lives.
Niggas got fool's flowers.
Come on, my nigga. It's like niggas be fumbling on their lives.
Niggas got fool's flowers. Listen, man, if you tending to a plant that's yielding bad fruit, that's a choice that you're directly making, and you can't really blame that on anyone else. You got to take accountability for that. But for those of you that are tending to plants that are yielding great fruit, blessings to your endeavors, you heard? Blessings to that plant that you're tending to, watering, feeding, whatever the case may be. Keep on doing what you're doing. But for those of you that are tending to plants that aren't yielding any fruit, you need to reevaluate what you're doing. You need to do it like Cuban said, you need to break down the steps. Go back. Reverse engineer the situation.
Figure it out.
Find out what can you do differently to make the situation more favorable,
Or if not differently, what can you do better?
to change the circumstance, right?
What can you do better? Where did you go wrong at? Like actually, like think about it. What did you skip past? And then, as like he said, in anything that you do in your life, what did you skip past that got you to the point where you at right now?
Where you went wrong. Yeah. What did you do or perceive incorrectly that made you take that wrong turn? If you find yourself in the position of life where it's questionable and you're wondering how you got there, reverse engineer your situation and go backwards, step by step. Try to deduce where you went wrong and proceed from there, right? We've seen this implemented in other things too.
Or if not first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Yes, sir.
Straight
Shout
up.
out to Aaliyah. There's a
Straight
bar.
up.
Shout out.
Straight up.
Rest in peace.
Dust yourself off and try it again. Start it all the way over from scratch. Don't be afraid to take that risk.
Yeah, because nothing's stopping you from that. Nothing's stopping you from another chance, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you did something right that got you nothing, what did you lose?
Nothing.
And if you tried again and somehow acquired something,
Sure.
what did you gain? So
a little bit of progress. You can't say full progress, but you gain something.
you may obtain full progress. You may get where you want to be just simply by trying again. Progress is infinite too, Cube. You think? I don't know. I like to believe that nothing has its finale. Nothing is a final product. You heard? The same way I say that the Spittlez is in active development, so is life, dude. So is this world. What you think you may know today may be changed tomorrow.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact.
But you got to remain adaptable and continue to progress through your life in a positive fashion. When we choose our topics of discussion, we like to choose things that can apply in so many ways, you heard? And progression can apply to so many things, you heard? Whether it be a person, place, or thing. All things can be progressed, right? All things can be susceptible to progression. And that's something that we should really highly be aware of, because some people settle. And when you settle and you remain stagnant and you stand still,
It depends on what niggas settle for, because if certain people probably don't really like to get too greedy and say, or if I go this far, it probably won't be good for them.
I mean, if you got to that point, bless you. Bless you.
You understand?
Some people may settle for something right where they stand.
A lot of
Right where they
look,
stand. I get it.
And even a lot of people settle for a 9-to-5 job. Is that progression? To them, it might be progression.
I mean, if they're not, I mean, because I like to pull up definitions, and I don't know the exact definition, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to word something about increasing to it, adding to the value or something, adding to it to recognize the progression. You know what I mean? I don't think if you're staying settled and you're on a standstill, I don't necessarily see how that can be deemed progressive. You feel me?
Like the auto insurance?
Because you're not moving. There goes Cuban. I'm going to get the... I'm going to see right now, though. Progressive meaning.
Progressive.
The auto insurance is going to pop up, too. Watch.
Claro. You know that.
They're going to try to bundle some insurance together or some shit.
That's a fact. I can tell you that's the word. That's the meaning of progressive.
Yeah.
Go get your insurance, bitch.
Check this out. Number 1, definition from Oxford Dictionary. Happening or developing gradually or in stages, proceeding step by step.
So if a nigga, like I said, if a nigga stays like
Still,
at his 9-to-5 job, he don't got no progression in his life, you would say?
not in that job,
In his life.
because he's not developing or doing anything that's happening gradually. If he's staying still, and that there is no stages. If he felt like he's reached a level where he no longer needs to pass,
But what about if he's content with that?
stages are over.
And he's happy with that, and he feel like he progressed in his life with that. That's all.
That could be a choice, but I guess his progression can end.
But you said progression is endless.
He's chosen to limit that progression. It is endless. If he chose to progress, he can keep going. The fact that someone chooses to stand still and no longer progress doesn't negate. It doesn't take away from the fact that progression is limitless. When people choose to stay at a level and stand still, that's a choice. If they chose to keep moving, they very likely will find more progression. As long as there's still something to develop gradually in stages, proceeding step by step, as per the definition.
So he don't got no. So pretty much, if he just went to work every single day, come home, that person, I'm talking about that person that just goes to work, come home, there's really no progress in their life.
That's depend. You're basing it off one context, and there's much more to that. He may not be progressive in his job anymore. I don't know what he's doing with the rest of his life. He may be making enough money to still progress his life in other means.
But I just said,
he could be traveling with his family and all that, because where he got to in his job makes enough money for him to do things comfortably and have location freedom, financial freedom, the things we fight for, nigga. He may have that.
Like I said, it makes him content and want to stay still.
He won't be standing still. If you get to that point, dude, you're still gonna do something progressive for your life. You may not be doing something progressive in your career per se, but I would like to believe that you would still be doing things differently in your life if you made enough money at your job, dude. You're gonna do different trips. You're gonna be doing things. You're not gonna sit still in your house and go to work and home, working home, working home. What kind of fucking guy is that?
Bro, I think there are people like that, bro.
They very well may be. They settled. But that's not a progressive lifestyle. No, it's not. I'm gonna shoot that in the foot. That is not a progressive lifestyle. That's being content with where you stand and settling for no more motion.
Settling for less, you think?
Just settling for no more motion, no more progression, no more gradual steps, no more development that's done gradually. You hear the definition, bro. No more gradual development, no more stages of your life. Come on, imagine that, bro. Imagine the lack of progression. Yeah, you said they very well may be people out there like that. You're right about that. I 100% agree with that. Am I finna be one of those niggas? No.
Not at all.
No. I'm trying to gradually develop something. Yeah.
No, it's been gradually developing. We got niggas. It develops every single week we come on, and every time we spread the word by word of mouth. See, that's the difference. That's the part you left out.
We talk about everything. I'm not even talking about the Spittlez.
That's the
Let's
part.
talk about my photography, your cultivation, your graffiti.
More wins.
Everything developing gradually is a progressive action. You heard? It's a progressive circumstance. If it's gradually developing, Cuban, then it's a progressive circumstance. And that's a favorable circumstance in my eyes. And yes, we have been diving into progressive circumstances because what we do with our endeavors, such as the Spittlez, my photography, his cultivations, More Wins Productions, his graffiti, whatever we out here doing, my music, my lyricism gradually developed. I may not have done much that y'all have seen, but I know what I've done, and that don't take away from it.
And for others that know you, when they hear you, they be like, yeah, I see you.
Yeah.
It's different now.
You feel me, Q?
It's a progression.
Gradually developing, and they see my progression, yes. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that I'm going to jump out the window, drop an album, and be your favorite artist, but if I garnered the attention of your ears, bro,
we're going to be your favorite podcast, though.
I'm grateful for that, yeah.
I promise you that. Yeah. I don't know about being...
And I would love to be your favorite photographer as well.
We definitely going to be the favorite podcast. Definitely be that. Yeah.
And you know where we're going to garner that through? The power of progression, you heard? The proof of progression. Tending to a plant that's going to yield fruit. Good fruit.
Good fruit. Some fire.
One that we don't have to cut down and start over on. Or
Nah, but what you trying to say? The weed you gotta cut down. That should be some fire.
yeah, on your life, you're not cutting no fucking tree down, nigga.
But the weed to be fire.
You gotta change the way you tend to that plant. You're not cutting your life down.
No, the weed be fire. We gotta cut it down. And we start it all over.
It could start all over again. You ain't gotta murder it like you be doing, Q.
Now, yes, you do. How
you
you
ain't gotta
gonna
murder it.
how we gonna get it to smoke? Hold on. How you think they
My
got this
man,
to smoke? They
my
cut
man,
this
if you
down.
chop that shit down to the ball, you know it will come back.
Yeah, it is gonna come back. It's gonna re-veg, but I'm just saying.
Okay, then. So, like I
got
said, you
cut.
ain't gotta be a murderer.
It got cut.
gotta be a
It got cut. It still got cut.
That's part of the process.
It got cut, and that's how you got this. No.
And that's the progressive state. This is the next stage of that progression.
Final stage.
That is a fact.
That's the final.
That chop down is a part of that process. And maybe sometimes you gotta chop yourself down in life too, to get better results.
That's what artists say that they reinventing themselves. That's another word for chopping themselves down.
Oh. If you reinvent yourself, you're doing what essentially? You're starting back from square one, right, Q? And what is step 2?
Progression? No.
Come on.
It's not.
It is. Step 2 is progression, nigga. Why not?
Because you gotta see what about if that reinvention didn't fucking work out?
Then you gotta go back to square one again and try again, motherfucker. What happened?
No,
You gonna stop?
I think it's
Or you finna get the step 3? You're not finna get the step 3, Q?
some people. I would, but certain people probably get
Okay.
discouraged.
All right. Well, I hear that. And I'm not trying to negate those people because the purpose of this podcast will be to empower the minds of people like that. So if any one of you that are watching are seemingly someone that may stay settled at step 1 because you're fearful of step 2
cut that shit out, nigga.
or the possibility of failure for trying to get to step 2, like Cuban said, say it once again.
Cut that shit out, nigga.
Come on, man. Cut that shit out. All right? Because life is not made for you to live in a standstill circumstance. If that was the case, you'll be 1 or 2 years old forever. You heard? 3 years old, an infant,
Shit. God bless to the ones
a
that's
teenager. Some of us, which we probably are still there.
God bless to the ones that progress to 100.
Yeah. 25 forever.
You heard? God bless to the ones that progress to 100. They lived, nigga.
God bless them.
You know what they
They
can
live the
tell you?
progressive life, whether they like it or not. You know what? Do you know why I said that too before when I said progression is inevitable? Because as I've stated, and we got my man Phenomenal John in the building. What up, Papa? What up? We got you in the building, and you said progression doesn't stop unless you quit. That's what we were saying a moment ago. That's why I said progression is inevitable if you keep going. You said if the nigga stops, then what? That's his choice. If he chose to keep going, though, progression is still limitless. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to use that air horn for the shout-outs. That's a little better.
That shit was dumb loud. I ain't gonna lie. Hell yeah.
Shit blew your shit.
Yeah, drop an air horn if that shit was dumb loud in the chat.
Drop.
More fire.
Let us know if that's too loud.
It sound like we was at a Jamaican club right now.
Yeah.
Lighters in the air. Lighters in the air.
Drop the bomb on them, too.
See,
Yeah.
that's the flex bomb.
Yeah,
That sound better. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
But
what
that air
serious
horn,
shit
that
get
shit
dropped.
sound like lighters in the air.
Nah,
Lighters
but
in the air.
That's a serious.
No.
That's a gem drop, nigga.
Nah, but
Because them gems be heavy. Hit the ground like.
the other one sounds like lighters in the air. After
No,
you
that's
said
it. More fire.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm saying.
I would like to get
Yeah.
to know you. That's what sound like.
We
when
got
you
the
hear
new
that.
soundboard. We got a couple of things for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be flexing over here. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Shouts out to the Roadmasters people. You heard? Hopefully,
Roadcaster.
the road.
I'm gonna shout them out. Fuck that. Shout out to Roadcaster, man, because that audio interface that I'm using, the Roadcaster Pro 2, It's grade A, you heard? And if I was to suggest an interface to someone, it would likely be this.
Wow.
Although there are others out there, and I'm not trying to negate you, broadcaster, you got my vote, you heard?
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. They definitely, however they did it,
Give us a sponsorship.
they progressed they shit to being the leaders in equipment for that, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm not even gonna lie, we got these little headphones too, made by a company called Zoom. But shout them out as well. Fuck it. You heard? Because I like this. I like the stuff we put our hands on and get progressive with. You heard? We using our Canon cameras. Shout out to Canon. You know what I'm saying?
I said dropping everything. Niggas said
Fuck it. You know what I'm
Niggas said we
saying?
need all of that. Shout out to them and to everything that they do for the
My son said, "Bang that, bang that air horn.
he going crazy.
Let's have it." What you mean? Bang it in a good way? Like press that shit?
Nah,
What
that
you
nigga
mean?
said, turn that shit the fuck
Or Canon
off.
that shit?
He said turn that shit off.
Nah, that shit valid, nigga.
He said apaga eso.
I mean,
But yeah, everything we have to do within our lives, we just have to stay persistent, stay at it, stay focused.
yes, sir.
So
Stay progressive.
like I was just about to
Be
say,
aggressive.
be aggressive and stay progressive.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the
Stay
bar.
at it because it's gonna, in the long run, it's gonna shine out if you stay fully submerged with that bitch. If you just stay focused and stay at it and continue, no matter how hard it gets, it's gonna shine. Good, bad, ugly, at least you did it. And if, like he said earlier, if you fuck up, reevaluate, bring it back, do it again. Next thing you know, you fucking mastered that shit.
Yes,
and now you like, oh shit, this shit is super second nature to me.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
Effortless. You heard? When you, that's what the goal be, right, Q? That's what you would hope, right? You would hope to do whatever it is you're doing so well that it will become effortless. Imagine that. Just picture that for yourself. Apply it to whatever you want. You heard?
that's like from when we was riding the bike. From the first time, and this applies to everybody in life. From the first time you rode a bike,
You fell off that shit. Crashed.
scraped
That shit was too good to let up.
because you had to.
You had to get back on. son.
Everybody's riding a bike. You crazy?
And every pedal, every distance you covered was progression, my G.
Until you got it down, packed.
The fewer the falls.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you riding around with no hands, talking about, I could do this the whole block.
Skateboarding the frame, nigga. Remember we used to do that shit? Shout out to the bike gang from back in the days. You know who you are.
That's a fact.
Me, Cuban, Bundy, Oswald, BV. We niggas was out there with the bike gang. There was plenty of other people that chimed in every now and again, but those were the mains.
Niggas used to
Those
go
were the
biking.
mains, yo. Niggas had races. Cuban scraped his leg off on the guardrail
That's a fact.
and all that, yo. And it's like he's right. Like even with those rides that we went on,
We went deeper and deeper and deeper.
that shit got progressive as fuck. Not even deeper, Cuban. Like our trails that we hit
That's what I said.
got crazier. We took some, like we were really on some real urban
Niggas damn near came all the
bike
way up here.
racing. Oh, bro, that shit was ridiculous. We didn't even know where we were at when we was riding sometimes, but we made it back home, and we didn't have no GPS. This is not the day of GPS.
That ass it was.
You had to remember
Which
your way
we-
back.
Nigga, we came back this way. We drove. That's why I got so much of a good like peripheral. Like literally, bro.
Driving, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Cause I could, bro. I don't in the town. I don't use no GPS. Like if the only reason why I got the GPS because of the passengers. But if it wasn't for the GPS, nigga, for the passengers, bro, I wouldn't fucking put no. Nigga, you tell me where to go because I already knew the streets before.
And you know what else that
Getting in the
reminds me?
car.
That's progressive as well. That reminds me what is progressive as well. Knowledge, bro. All of that. And the retention of your memory, right?
That's a fact.
Progressive, bro.
Another nigga be like, I don't remember.
Nigga been there 50 times.
How the fuck you still putting the GPS on, nigga? How? How, nigga? You don't know? Nah, bro. I just you fucking tart,
It's a dependency, though.
huh?
It's a dependency. That's the shit that actually takes away from the progressive development of your mind. When something is handed to you so easily that you no longer have to do it for yourself. That takes away from a progressive mind, my dude.
If the internet crashes today, niggas will be on the road crashing lost. You heard? Remember back in the days, you had to
Bro.
follow the signs.
You
What
had
happened to that?
You had to remember your route, follow the street signs.
Follow the signs.
I was talking about this the other day because I used to flex a paper map, like I used to do trucking back in the days, right? But you know what I mentioned that really threw us back? When niggas used to print out their MapQuest instructions. Remember that?
I don't know. I was.
Or you wasn't
I'm
driving.
a new driver. I just know nigga.
People used to print out MapQuest directions from their computer, bro, and take that paper with them in the whip. And be looking at it like step 1. Step 2. Yeah, that shit was a thing, nigga.
But look, even though back then they had GPS, though they just didn't want to share.
It was navigation, yeah.
They didn't really want.
I think Google was the provider of that shit too.
They didn't really want.
Shout out to Google. I'm gonna fuck. I Google everything.
So imagine people driving down from Florida. All it was is I-95, all the signs. Now nigga don't even get in the car and look at a sign.
Nah, you're looking at the GPS. Nigga misses exit because the
He
GPS is unreliable sometimes.
Yo, do you understand that?
Like dog, if you was reading, that shit clearly said the town you was finna go to.
Do you understand? Nigga rely on the GPS so bad, he done fuck, man. And they're blaming on the GPS. No, nigga, it was your dumb ass fault. Your ass should have got off, nigga.
And that's one thing that was highly progressive, Cuban, and people may deem negative, and that's technology, my dude. I'm gonna hit that. The progression of technology is retarded.
Yeah,
like Cube.
It went crazy.
Like, I come from before computers. Before we didn't have cell phones, bro.
Niggas had the
Mom
side
Dukes
chicks.
was hype when she fucking first got her cell phone. You heard? Like
Niggas had the house phone, the landline.
she was dummy late because she didn't
was-
get the big boy. You heard? She ain't had the big boy, that big ass rectangular box phone.
Yeah.
She didn't have that. She had like little Nokia and shit. So she was dummy late.
And then it was just the house phone with the two house phones when you
Two
on-
house phones, nigga. Pick up somebody already on the line. You're like,
So
fuck.
you listening to their conversation, him talking to his
If
girl,
you an asshole.
him talking to his girl, that nigga been there Joseph. You just listening to that
Yeah,
nigga talk to
it
his
happens.
girl the whole night. You come in, yo, hang up the. Yo, why it sound like somebody else's breathing? Baby, that's you. Yo,
Hold on. Then you go to the other room and then you hear fumbles all over.
yo, what the fuck are you doing? Yo,
Put the fucking phone down. I remember those days.
Those are the days,
You nigga fuck you up for that phone. Put that phone down.
Yo, unplug that shit, my nigga.
My man was trying to have phone sex.
Yeah, that was the days. The progression has changed.
Yeah, it does.
That's when you had to be on the phone.
My wife brought it up the other day that her dad had a rotary phone in the house. Remember the rotary phone with the spinning dial?
Yeah, I remember that.
He locked it. You heard?
My grandmother had one of those too in university.
This nigga locked it.
What?
Yeah, so that they won't use it when he didn't want them to use it.
Man, that's
He literally put a lock inside the hole so that you can't. Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parents didn't play around back in the days. That's why.
a fact, nigga. But niggas still had two phones. Niggas, everybody beasting for the phone. It's 1,000 niggas trying to use the phone.
Yeah. I tell you one thing though, progression can work in both ways, positive and negative. Yo, you can think about things that have progressed in a negative fashion too, right, Q?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like sometimes anything, a job, a friendship, relationship,
That's a fact.
anything can acquire some progression that could be unfavorable. You heard? It could progress in a negative fashion, progress down the wrong path. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I rewind us. You heard? And I bring us back to the fact that when you encounter something or a situation that has taken you to a negative circumstance, or result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reverse engineer, right? Go back. Rewind that. You have that privilege in life.
That's a fact.
You do.
But do it. People don't. People just try to stay
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And
They accept their failure or they hope something's gonna change
that's what I was
still
gonna say.
from the same
From the
circumstance.
same shit, expect that this gonna be the same. It's gonna,
Nah,
something's
man.
gonna change.
You gotta back up a couple steps. Somewhere you went wrong. Go back. That's the best thing you could do. And I'm glad that was said here, you heard?
Mm-hmm.
Because I truly agree on that. Something you said incited that. And I truly agree on that, Cube.
What's that?
That you got to go back sometimes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You got to back up in the steps, bro. You said something about that with your plants and stuff, right? You got to
reevaluate.
You got to reevaluate. You got to go back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see where you went wrong. Big fact. And change the circumstance.
And we don't do that as human beings sometimes with life. We'll do that with other shit maybe, but with life, people.
We'll do that with shit that don't even matter, bro. A nigga will buy a pair of sneakers. He got the wrong sneakers in the box. He going back to fucking Foot Locker to change them sneakers. You heard? Without a hesitation. But you let a person make a wrong decision and go down a circumstance that's unfavorable, equivalently to the wrong pair of sneakers, he's in the wrong situation, right?
Yep.
Is he gonna go back and change that? Return that situation in exchange for another? You should. We're inviting you to do so. We're inviting you to go back. Because progression is limitless.
Depends though, remember. We just established that depends on who, if they quit or not. If a person quits.
Yeah, they say one step forward, two steps back sometimes. But and that may not seem like progression, but sometimes we go back, Q. We only human, you heard? It may not always be forward movement, you heard? But Denzel Washington said, even when you fall forward, you heard?
Never back.
Yeah. He said, don't have something to fall back on. That was something I saw him say.
Shout out to Lil Wayne. Nigga said even when I'm laying on my back, I'm never backing down.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said even when I'm laying on my back,
That's-
I'm never backing down.
That's same way we go back to relating to failures as lessons or new opportunities. It's the reset button, Cube. You got to be willing to hit that reset button so that you can start again and with the right intent, see new progression. Right or wrong, dog? It's very simple, you heard? Like, we could put it in so many different words, and I can say it a million times, right? You can say it differently, say it a million times as well. But what makes it relatable to you is how you handle that. And I know we've all been there where some shit hit the fan and you just got to start over, right, Q? Come on.
Shit, that shit just happened to me, like, just now with some clones, nigga. That shit, some shit fucked up in there, and I trimmed the whole plant, like the whole top bush. Not even,
Chopped it down.
they overgrew. Them bitches are so tall. The bitches are so tall in there that they overgrew. So I just like chopped the whole top of everything. I
Right.
came back 4 days later. The progression on that plant is so healthy that them bitches is back to where I already cut.
Look at you. And you took the moment to reevaluate what was happening and you made a decisive action. And that decisive action gave you positive results. Now, there was no way to know whether or not your action would have yielded positive results. But had you taken no action, the negative